When we got married, we had been coming to church for a few years. I would say that we were regular churchgoers every weekend, but we never committed much more of our time.
You know, you come to Sunday and then you say, "See you later, Jesus," and I think that's where we were. We didn't really commit once we left church and doing anything extra. It was very passive. Like, I think I just went with the flow and whatever happened, happened.
We kind of fell out of even going regularly. There was this really kind of deadly silence that kind of lingered over our home. We knew that there was something that needed to change, and we just didn't know how. Ethan then started coming to youth group with a friend, and one day he came home and he said, "Mom, can I get baptized?" And we walked back in here for his baptism, and it was like we never left. I mean, everyone just, welcomed us back, and it was like we never left, and it kind of stirred something inside of us.
We had an incident and I yelled at her and said things I shouldn't have said, and I've never done that to her ever, and I think that's when I realized that I'm becoming somebody that I didn't want to be. And I had a friend offer me multiple times to come to men's night. Then I just had to confess my sins, and I went to men's night the next night. They did a prayer thing at the end, and I just got up and walked up and prayed and said I want to confess of watching porn, and it literally changed my life. It was like I wasn't bound to the floor anymore. Like, I could freely raise my hands, and I felt free. I felt the weight lifted off.
Right after you confessed your sins, there was a breakthrough in our family, in our children.
After men's night, the kids came home, got off the bus, and I got word that Ethan had like a perfect day in school, and he has struggled with his performance in school before. 3 days in a row, he had awesome days at school that we've never had results like that before.
It was a little challenging for us at first because it didn't fit in our house. It wasn't what we were used to. It wasn't what we talked about.
I think I went to church a few times by myself, but I committed and I kept going, hoping that they would see that in the house and everybody would follow, and it's just exactly what happened.
Yeah. It was a relationship here that really strengthened our relationship and our marriage. And I think that's where we've seen the biggest breakthrough. It's really filled our home with joy. Our home is literally bursting at the seams with people and friendships. And we joined our first small group, and we're all just praising the Lord together. And I don't think that would have been an image that anybody in our family would have ever thought to see. I think what we hope for is that our family and our friends notice the change, and ultimately that we're just a light that people can see. Picture restoration in our family and our children and our marriage.